Welcome to Just Vibe Vibes. Let's talk about happiness. Okay, the reason why we're talking about happiness today is because I went on social media this morning and there was a missing girl's case, a kidnap, and all that. And I was hoping for good news, and all I saw on my timeline was she's gone and they killed her and all that stuff. So it was really a sad day. Like, my whole timeline has just been one bad news or the other. Not only that, but that's the one I'm just talking about. So I was like, okay, Gift, what are you going to do? So then I just decided to kind of stay away from social media for a bit. And thank God I was shooting today. So I'm like, okay, let's change topic today and let's talk about happiness. So I know you must have heard a lot of times people always say that you choose, like, you decide to be happy. Happiness is a choice. Some people say happiness is a state of mind, like some as poverty, but some people say happiness, mostly people say happiness is a choice. And then you decide if you're going to be happy, and then at the end of the day you hear people always saying that you cannot choose when you're like, you cannot say, okay, when I achieve this, then I'll be happy. When I achieve that, because at the end of the day, when you achieve it, there will be something else. There'll be a different goal. So you just have to choose to be happy at the moment. But now I know, like me, mostly, I choose to be happy. So happiness is very important to me. That's why if anybody around my circle is causing my unhappiness, and I just distance myself, cut you off, something. That's my normal way of doing things. But let's talk about how to preserve your happiness, or how to even be happy. I don't know if there's anybody that is not happy. How to be happy? Just be happy. There are so many things. I know many things might be going wrong in your life, but think about the good things. Like, let's say for instance, when you wake up, try to wake up with gratitude instead of sadness. Like, wake up with gratitude. Like, you woke up in the morning, that's a big deal. There are lots of people that slept and they did not wake up. So that alone should make you happy. You have good health, oh my God, that's a big deal. You might be poor, or things might not be working out. Maybe you're going to school, you're studying, and you're not doing well the way you're supposed to do. So obviously that's like very heavy in your mind. But when you wake up, just think you woke up. 1, 2, you're healthy. Thank God for that. Even if you're sick, then there are other worse sickness. You know what I mean? So you have to always find a way. Like, you have to it's kind of like you have to psych yourself to continually remain happy. So you have to choose gratefulness instead of you choosing to see the things that are not working the way you want them to work. And then another thing that I think does help with happiness is faith. That's why sometimes I wonder, I'm like, okay, people that are not religious, what do they believe in? Because I'm not like, not people like religious, not like people that are like, you know, everybody needs something to believe in. I feel like if, let's say, lots of people say that religion is a facade, it's all fake, it's all made up. I'm not saying it isn't, I'm not saying it is, but what I'm saying is this: even if it is all made up, do you know how many times, like, you have been going through things and then you think, people that are religious can vouch for this, like, you remember, you're like, oh, God can do it for me, or Jesus Christ can do it for me, or Allah can do it for me, or whatever you believe in can do it for you. And then you put that, and then you put the work and you believe, and it happens. It might be that, okay, if all these things that people are saying, okay, let's say it is all made up and all that, let the people that think it's made up, let them. I don't believe it's made up, but all the people that think, let's think that way. But for that alone, imagine someone that don't have anything to believe in. So now when you're going through stuff, what do you believe in? Like, what do you put your hope? So do you just hope on yourself? Yeah, having faith in yourself is good, but then what happens? I just feel like, to be honest, religion does help with happiness. Like, because you have something to look like, you believe there's a higher power. Because no matter whether you're religious or not, there's a higher power. So just the belief, whether you're not religious, people that say they're spiritual, but you just have to have something to believe. If you believe in the universe, good for you. If you believe in, just believe in something. it is important. I feel like believing in something, whether it's the universe, because nowadays most people that are not religious, they believe in the universe. They believe that, okay, I put positive out, I get positive back. Okay, my mindset have to put it does also help a lot with happiness. Actually, even help more than those people that are actually religious. You know, the people that are always, because sometimes those people that are always Jesus, Jesus, Allah, all of them, most of the times their heart is just stone. But most people that believe in the universe, I see that when they believe that what they give is what they get, so they try to give good so that they can get positive back. So which is actually what our religion is kind of all about. So it is very important to have something to believe in. If it is just your vibes, your energy, you believe that, okay, you attract what you give. So if you're positive, then positivity comes to you. If you're happy, then more happiness comes to you. You know, things like that. All that would help. So these are things that could help with your happiness. So you don't have to be of any religion, but just look for something, anything that makes you, that you can believe in, then look for that and believe in it. Even if it's your power that you can believe in, then believe that, oh, if I do it, if I put my mind to it, then I can get it, then that will keep you going. But you need something to believe in. That's important. Then another way for you to be, this thing for you to be happy is, do not, under any circumstances, let your happiness depend on any human. I know that this is hard to do. It's hard for me, because like when you love someone or when you care about people, then they can easily hurt you. Someone once told me that for someone to hurt you, you have to give them the permission to do so. And this is so true. I think that was like a light bulb moment in my life when someone told me that for someone to be able to hurt you, you have to give them the permission. It also helped me, like, you know what I mean? It helped me with not getting angry easily, because I'm not giving you that energy. You know what I mean? I'm not giving that permission. Like, I'm not giving, like, who gave you the right to think that you can get me angry? For you to get me angry, then, like, you must mean something to me, or like I've given you the permission, or you're doing something against something that means something to me. Do you understand? Like, for instance, my children, everybody knows that I don't joke. So yeah, so that or any, you know what I mean? So it has to be that, but you have to give someone the permission to get you angry. So now let's talk about, like, let me explain that in details. I think the females would kind of, I feel like the females, because I'm a female and I understand this, would get this better. Okay, imagine when a guy is comes, like, meets you up. I don't know, maybe guys, if you have a girl that is trying to be your girlfriend or something, then maybe you can understand this. When a guy is trying to be in your life, like to date you and things like that, right? He will send you messages. He would, you know, like, anything he does not mean nothing to you at the point before you actually decide that, okay, I like this guy. Do you understand? So he might send you a message, maybe even in the middle of the day, and say, oh, you just crossed my mind, just checking in on you, blah blah, and that's that. Something might happen, you're like, oh, let me just text this guy. You can text him and then he does not reply. You're like, oh, whenever maybe he replies like, oh, sorry babe, I've been so busy all through today, I just had time to reply you, blah blah, what's happening, blah blah. You're like, okay, anything he does doesn't matter. But let's say now he's doing all this and it's fine, because he is just asking you out, and at that moment you've not invested any emotion or any feelings to this guy. I'm using this guy as an example now. So let's say now you start dating this guy, and now he wakes up in the morning, he doesn't check in on you. He waits till afternoon and then he sends you a message, oh, I've been busy. You're like, nobody is that busy. Now you're angry. This was something that didn't mean nothing to you, because you have not given the permission to hold your emotions. So for you to be happy, you have to have better control of your emotions. So I'm not saying that, to be honest, I feel like for you to be happy, when it comes to emotional stuff, you need to let the people around you, you need to teach them you. They need to understand you as a person, so that way they don't continually make you angry. There's two ways I do my things. Like, for instance, if someone means something to me and they continually get me angry, I will tell you. I'll explain it, I'll break it down. I will tell you, I'll explain, I'll break it down. If I tell you, explain, and break it down, you do exactly the same thing. Because sometimes I can tell you, explain, and break it down, and you can do something totally different from that. That actually is something that affects that, you know what I mean, that I don't like. It makes me angry. Then now I will still explain to you, and I expect you to do the same if I do anything, right? So I will explain to you, let you know that, okay, I don't like the girl, it makes me feel this, that. Now, if you understand, you understand. If you don't understand, I'll explain it better in detail to you. And I want you to also understand that my feelings are valid. It doesn't, sometimes people don't understand that feelings is not facts though. It's how you feel. So how someone feels is valid. I don't feel like anybody should be arguing with someone's feelings. Like if someone say, I feel this way, then you need to be thinking, how do I stop them? How do I make them, if you care for that person, not to feel this way because I don't want to hurt them? Because it doesn't matter like, oh, I feel this, oh, no, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter if it means nothing or it means anything. They feel that way. If someone feels away, the person feels away. So how do you sort that? That is. If you care about, if you don't care about the person, then no, well, continue doing what you're doing. But if you care about the person, your first thought should be, how do I sort this out so that they don't feel the way that they're feeling? Okay, so now when someone, so I feel like you should teach someone something, but then I feel like if you tell someone, I do not like this, that exact thing, they do it again. You tell them the second time, I do not like it, they do it again, I feel like you should leave them. I know if that thing is so, it's either you have to choose. Like if it's a relationship, that's what I'm saying. Even if it's a friendship, you have to kind of distance yourself from them, cut yourself from them. Like for me, I think I've said this before. I had a friend that always complained about something, but she never changed it. And I kept on saying, you can do this, you can do that. I gave all the solutions possible, but every day we spend time, we talk hours, and nothing was changing. What did I do? I just distanced myself. Like kind of cut her off, but I still love her, obviously. But then I cannot be wasting my energy. So you see, because it was causing me, it's draining me. So I just had to cut it off. So it's not only about romantic relationship, it's about relationship in general. Like maybe your friend keeps on maybe talking some things that personal where you're with people and you say, don't do that. I told you this, and then they do it again. I don't do that, and then they do it again. Then you have to stop telling them nothing and just distance because that's not your friend. Or maybe your friend keeps posting picture of you where you look ugly, and then you're like, and then they keep doing it. Then cut them off. That's like, just distance yourself from them, and then just gradually, like, you can love from afar. You don't, for me, I feel like you can love someone from afar. You don't need to be like everyday body with someone to love them. You can love someone, like I would comfortably love someone, like really, really, truly love someone from afar. Like I would love you and leave you. I think that they should write it on my forehead. I can love you and leave you. I'll do it. I can do it. It's me. But because I don't like, I cannot just, happiness is very important to me. So whatever I do, my happiness matters. So as the happiness of people around me. So now making this a bit personal. So now let's go back to the story I was talking about. Okay, so now, I feel like, okay, you should cut the person off. Because I had a relationship, right? And I stayed in that relationship for a year and 4 months. I remember exactly a year and 4 months. Do you know that the reason why I broke up from that relationship after a year and 4 months actually happened in the first week we started dating? First week. And when it happened the first week, I actually broke it off. Then it's like, oh, sorry, blah, blah. But then it's like you keep talking because there's some people. So just understand there's some people that would continually, like, they will be so sorry when something happens. It could be the same thing, but then because it's different situation, although it's same thing, they will kind of explain like they don't understand, and then you keep on explaining it and thinking that because the way, like, sometimes it's kind of like if someone is 50% so good, or let's say 60% so good, and then but there's this 40%, right? You're thinking, okay, this person really wants to change, because the person is like, not change per se, like change, like, but like they're doing something that's hurting you maybe, and they are like, I don't know, this is hurting you, but you keep on saying, but it's the same thing, and you're trying to explain because you're thinking, okay, maybe they're not understanding, but it's different situation, but it's still the same thing, and you're trying to say, this is the same thing. And that was what happened. Like, it's not that it was happening every second, but it's like maybe a month or 2 months it happens again. A month or 2 months it happens again. Sometimes, and then you keep saying the same thing. It's not cheating, obviously. So you're like, okay, people be like, okay, it's something that you can forgive or something like that. But then it keeps on happening and happening and happening. And then guess what? At the end of the day, after wasting a year and 4 months of my life, I still had to go. Because it was the same thing. Just got to a place where I was like, enough. Because even at the end, when I've even cut it off, He still came and I still explained everything, and he still did not understand. He's like, oh, what? I'm like, I explained this to you, did this, like it was like I was a book, and I've been writing everything, and I said explaining everything, detail by detail, detail by detail, this, that. He's like, oh, but then he was like, everything was gone. I was like, no more. But imagine that, oh, I could have maybe gone back again, and then maybe I could have continued that for like some years, just wasting your time. So I feel like if someone is not working seriously, like if someone is doing something and the thing is hurting you, vice versa, it's not only, because I know females sometimes, you might hurt a guy, but we believe that guys' emotion don't matter, only our emotion matter. You have to stop that too. So for the guys too, if someone is hurting you, your friends, your whatever, and you keep telling them, you have to teach people how to treat you. I believe that you have to teach people how to treat you. When you become friends with someone, they need to know what you don't take, what you will not take lightly. They need to know your person. Don't pretend to be like, because sometimes you see these people that laugh all the time, that are happy, they are the most sad people sometimes. Because sometimes you have to learn how to be that happy, and also be able to give people your boundaries. So you tell, like, so that someone knows what you take and what you don't take. So if they know that they cannot give you what you, like, you know what I mean, if they know that they cannot keep up with what you don't take, they keep on doing what you don't take, then they know that they're not going to be your friend. It's as simple as that. You just kind of have to cut them off. So I believe that you need to train people, or teach people how to treat you is very important. So teach people how to treat you. And then that goes to when someone show you who they are, believe they're like, no, if someone keeps on doing the same thing over and over and over again, same thing, then you cannot keep that up. And I feel like sometimes people take more maybe that's a sexual relationship or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever they want to call it, more serious than, like, you know what I mean, girls relationship. So that's why some people are in more toxic. Maybe some people in their romantic relationship, they kind of, you know, they let their feelings out if they're hurt. They say, some people don't, but let me say most people do, or I don't know if most people do, but I'm just assuming most people do. But then when it comes to their friendship between this and they just maybe let things slide. So sometimes you kind of have an enemy in your camp and you don't know. So so you have to be careful. So if someone, like, there are some things, I remember I have this friend, I still love her. She knows, I don't know if she watched my video, but we don't follow each other on any other social media except Facebook, because that was, like, you know, a long time ago. But I remember we were so close, and really, really close. But then something happened, and then she took the part, like, she took the side of the person that hurt me, without even, like, she heard from the person and took their side and just came to me. I'm like, so kind of, that was, it might look so I'm not gonna tell the story obviously. It might look so like it's minor, okay, she took the side, so, but for me it was a big deal, because it's like, if I'm your friend this close and you don't know who I am, because that tells with my character. So if I'm your friend and you do not know my character, or you think that I could be that flawed in that way, then me and you were not friends. Because even after I say, like, yeah, but it's like someone has talked to you, you've already taken the person's side. As my friend, I expect you to not even take anybody's side first, because like the way me and my sister or my family we are, like, if someone tells me something about my friend, I'll be like, okay, but I'll first maybe even side my friend self in the present, then go ask my friend, okay, what happened? Then I'll be like, girl, you know, if your baby did he didn't do well not there or something. But for you to, even if you did not side me, for you to just assume the person is right, and then now come to me and is not telling me like the person is talking to me, are you serious? So, you know, but that's a friendship that I'm happy for her. She's doing good in her life, I hope, and I think. So I'm happy for her, and I still love her anyway, but me and her cannot be friends. So, like, we are friends, like, we can't be close. Nah. So for me, some things, it's kind of like I can take a lot, and then sometimes I don't take anything. Like, it's like I can take a lot, I can endure, and then sometimes I'm like, nah. So I feel like your happiness is important. Not that I feel like, I know your happiness is important. So you have to decide. So sometimes we feel like people are always hurting you a lot. Intentionally remove your emotion from them. Remember, you give someone the permission to hurt you. So take that permission. Take agreement that you have given them. Take it back. That permission, take the permission away. Don't give them the permission to take it away from them. Like, cancel it, delete it, unsign it, tear the document, whatever it is. Let it be null and void. So don't give people the permission to be hurting you. Like, okay, if you love someone, they can hurt you, obviously, and you can hurt them back. But as long as it's not a pattern, as long as the person is not making you depressed, as long as the person is not taking away from your happiness, like, all the time, then you know, So don't keep yourself in a depressive mood or anything. Like the internet, to be honest, is quite toxic, because there are so many things. So sometimes just stay away from it. I know it's quite really hard to do so, but stay away from it. Sometimes you need to mute some things. If it's too much negativity coming from a particular place, then go to, you can still use the internet, but rather choose comedy and watch comedy and laugh. Sometimes, like if you're on my Instagram, I put a lot of reels, funny dance. So sometimes if things are too tough, I just go on Instagram, and I need to just be on the internet. I just go on Instagram, go on reels, and then I watch all this. I call it my name. I'm going to the street. This summer. I follow it, and then I'm like, I will post this, and I put some things. I'll just be putting them on my stories so that people too can laugh, So sometimes you just have to take yourself away from things that are hurting your happiness. So try and be happy as much as possible. Choose happiness in your partners, in your friends. Make sure these are people that are going to make you happy. In my life, what I want is to be happy. It is very important. Money is important, but money is good, but money is not as important as my happiness at all. So happiness is very important. So choose to be happy. Keep your peace. People that are detrimental to your peace, please cut them away off. Whether it's family, I've said this before, just stay away. You can their family is family forever, but then don't put yourself too much in a situation whereby don't talk to them as much as you would, or don't put yourself in anything that would make you. Just mute them and don't give them permission to hurt you. So in a way, whatever they say should not affect you. Should be like that guy that's trying to ask you that you don't like, the one that when they call you, even if they call you once a month, it feels like they're calling you too much and they're bugging you. Let that person be like that. So that feelings that you give to that person should be the same feeling. So you need to work on yourself, check what are your triggers, and work on it so that you can remain happy. I know I didn't plan for this topic to be this long, but it's just something that came up to my head today, so I'm just kind of like rambling. But I hope this made sense, and I hope this shows that your happiness is really, really important. Let me tell you, happiness goes a long way. You'll be happy, looking good, and people will be thinking that this girl is balling, but they don't know that is the happiness. Happiness will keep you, young and looking fresh. Anyway, I hope you like this. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you some other time. Bye bye.